What if you could choose the sex of your offspring on purpose? Well, some bugs can do that. So in some insects, specifically the order Hymenoptera, which includes bees, ants, wasps, all that, there is a phenomenon called Haplodiploidy. So Haplodiploidy is basically what I just stated previously, where the mothers in the insect species basically just choose the sex of their offspring. So female ants and wasps and bees and stuff, or at least the queen ones or in solitary species, have this special apparatus called a spermatheca. So kind of how this works is after mating, instead of the sperm going directly to the eggs to fertilize it like what happens in mammals, the females can actually store the sperm in the spermatheca. So the sperm can actually be stored there for a pretty decently long amount of time. Basically just stored indefinitely until the female decides that she is ready to lay eggs. But where haplodiploidy comes in is when the female is ready to lay the eggs, she has to choose whether she wants them to be male, female, or a mix of both. So essentially, if she decides that she wants her offspring to be male, she will just let the eggs go through and lay them out without being fertilized by any of the sperm that she has stored. These eggs are all haploid, meaning they only have half the sets of chromosomes that the female has, so they all hatch as male, and the males do have those half sets of chromosomes. However, if she decides that she wants her offspring to be female, then she decides to release the sperm from the spermatheca, and it gets fertilized. The eggs are now diploid, so that's where the haplodiploidy comes from. Then these now fertilized diploid eggs hatch out into females. Then if she decides she wants some of both, then she lays some eggs unfertilized, those develop into males, then she lays some eggs fertilized, which then develop into females. So the choice to lay male, female, or both largely depends on different environmental factors. The main kind of one of those is mate competition. So if there is, for example, one wasp, she decides to go lay her eggs and she is the only female there, then she will lay a majority female eggs with only a couple male, and when all of her eggs hatch, then those few males will fertilize the eggs of the females. Don't think too much into the genetics of that. But essentially, if there is only one female wasp in the area, her eggs will be majority female. Because then those female offspring will go on to produce a ton of eggs, and her fitness will be increased because of how many offspring and how many offspring their offspring have. However, if there are multiple female wasps laying eggs in relatively the same geographic area, then it would be more beneficial for that female wasp to have more male offspring, because then they can go off and fertilize a ton of the other females' eggs. And so those male offspring will produce way more offspring of their own, thus increasing the original female's fitness that way. This, however, can also be influenced by body size of the individual. So if the female wasp is on the smaller side, smaller female wasps usually have less overall mating success, and so a small female will produce small female offspring. However, male wasps are usually on the small side anyway, and body size does not really matter as much in males. It's how you use it. So a small female will likely decide to produce more males, because the size of the males don't matter in terms of mating success, but it does matter in females' terms of mating success. On the flip side, larger female wasps will more likely decide to produce more females, because their female offspring will likely be on the larger side and thus have more mating success. So it's more beneficial for her to produce the female offspring. So overall, this is decided based on whatever will increase that individual female's fitness more. However, interestingly, in the overall population, you do get a pretty even spread of males and females, so this tends to actually just basically even out over time into an approximately 50-50 sex split. So yeah, this is just a very interesting thing that a bunch of insects can do, and we can't. So good for them.